Welcome to the ASAM installation video. Your first step after properly securing the vehicle is to remove the factory bump stops from their positions. Feel around the outside edge of the weldment for any rough areas while cleaning any debris that may be present. Use a file to remove any rust or rough spots that exist. Once completed, be sure to clean off the axle mounting plates below. Your ASAM was shipped partially assembled to speed up installation time. There is a right and left axle mounting plate. The wider of the two is for the right side of the vehicle. Remove the 3 bolts from one half of the split securement ring. Let's start with the left ASAM first. Maneuver the ASAM into position and slip the split ring over the weldment. Place the second split ring into position and install the 3 bolts. Next, square up the ASAM with the axle plates by pre-fitting it. This is very important. You don't want a twist in the air spring. Then secure the split rings to the weldment. A ratcheting wrench works very well for this. The center spacer ring fits very snug around the weldment. Ensure the bolts are tightened until no gap is visible between the rings. Not all rams are created equal. The axle mounting plate was designed with side-to-side adjustment. Here again, pre-fit the axle plate to the axle. The goal here is to obtain a 90-degree angle lengthwise to the axle. Once you obtain the 90-degree angle, go ahead and tighten the 2 bolts. Insert the 2 bolts at the front of the axle plate. Getting the nut on in between the link weldment is tricky. Use a shallow well socket with a swivel and extension. Put a piece of paper in the socket to jam the nut. This will aid in the installation. There is one loose 3/8 by 1 inch serrated flange bolt with your ASAM. It is used on the left side. The suspension link makes it hard to use a carriage bolt and fasten a nut from the underneath. Insert the bolt from the bottom up and install the nut. Tighten and double check all fasteners on the left side. Now you are ready to move to the right. The procedures for the right side are the same as the left. The only exception is a carriage bolt is used to fasten the rear of the axle mount. Once again, square up the ASAM with the axle plate by pre-fitting it. Again, you do not want to have a twist in the air spring. At this point, be sure to tighten and double check all fasteners. Now, let's connect the air spring lines to the T fitting. Air spring lines are 3/8 in diameter and were pre-cut and installed. Remove the nuts and ferrules from the T. Test fit the lines with the T. If the lines fit well along the emergency brake line, no trimming is required. Place the nut on each line first, followed by the ferrule. Insert and complete the connection for each side. Remember, the fittings are brass. Do not over-tighten. Well, we're almost done now. Let's install the Schrader valve assembly. The valve can be inserted into the right or left holes provided by the factory in the box. Start by removing the nut and one washer. Insert the 1/4 inch line through the hole. Be sure to run the washer and nut up the line to the bulkhead fitting and secure. Pay close attention to the routing of the 1/4 inch air line. Please pause and rewind if necessary. This is a very important step. Route the air line exactly as you see it here. Don't zip tie the line quite yet. Make the connection to the 1/4 inch T fitting first. Now you can add air to the system. Put in about 90 psi. This will allow you to leak test your connections and gauge the slack required in the air line. At 90 psi, the suspension will be at its limit. You can zip tie the line now, working the slack back towards the Schrader valve. Having a little extra line zip tied up and out of the way may prove beneficial later. If by chance you have to replace a line, remember the fittings are DOT rated. This means the ferrules are longer than those used for plumbing type compression fittings. They can be purchased from your local heavy truck repair facility or from us online. Your local hardware store probably won't stock them. Finally, ensure all air lines are secured with zip ties. Ensure the 1/4 inch line does not interfere with suspension travel or any of the exhaust pipes. Now for the moment you've been working for. Hook up your favorite RV, boat, or trailer and add about 30 pounds of air pressure to the springs. Check the truck for level and take it for a test drive. You will have to adjust air pressure to find the sweet spot for your particular application. We hope you found this video informative and helpful. If there are any questions or comments about this video, please visit our Contact Us page at www.timbergroveenterprises.com.